Oh.
He's gonna play for you?
So, yeah, he's going to play. He's an outstanding pianist. He can sight read anything.
Jonah, he's going to be a part of the, catering staff.
Yeah, I love that.
He was thinking you put
So this one,
about Joshua. Oh, no, no,
it's a little bit more tricky.
Nice to meet you. They're both really sweet. Thank you. Very sweet.
This one's a little bit more, yeah, that's kind of a general rhythm.
So sweet, and they give everybody hugs. They're so well behaved. They do normal boy things, but it's not it doesn't give me anxiety in the way so many other kids get. Well, even that though, he does all back there.
Yeah, this one's the fun. This one's the one that really play.
And it's so rare. And I was telling you that.
So yeah, I've heard a version after you did it in Temple, right?
Yeah.
They did it like a Cuban kind of. It's kind of cool because it was like Cuban rhythm. I don't know how to explain it. Like very Havana. Ethan is an interesting one. Totally, it's a story. This one's a little more soft. She said she sings this.
She's gonna make an appearance at some point. It's so
Yeah, I'll have the choir here by 5:30.
5:30, and then I'll definitely
Exactly. Oh, I need to talk to him about music since I didn't plan to sing tonight. Yeah. I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. The whole time, Arlene didn't communicate with me, so I didn't know. I just happened to mention it. Yeah, when you said his word, I was looking at you like, no, she's on the schedule. And then I logged in and looked at the schedule, and she changed it. I was like, we need to communicate with schedule changes.
Yeah.
Yep. He wants to be a rabbi. Come on, Ethan, you can do it.
Come on, get the crowd stage. How are you? Good? It's nice. Good to see you. All right. Couple minutes. Going in a couple minutes.
Well, everything's the same. Just melodies are different. And then again, it's me and Josh. I'm a preacher about it. I get because I purposely put her in because she's mine and I'm your comedian, And then the rest, I don't want to give her equal number of You want to light the candles? They come up and help us. That's good. Here, where's the lighter? They're coming. They're coming in an hour. Because they were hungry. Huh? No, Frank's here. Yeah, and at 7:30 we have a dinner, so
No, I knew you had a dinner, but I thought he was still gone.
No, he's here until he goes out of town. This week.
It was
Yeah, that was my biggest worry. Like if I had to bring 3 kids, He's a good babysitter, but you know, when he sees me up here,
It's not his job to babysit.
No.
All right, well, we're gonna get going.
Yes. Well,
All right, well, we are at the 6 o'clock hour. So we are going to get started this evening. I was gonna say this morning.
this
off.
morning, yes, we
I'm
were
off
just here
days.
this morning.
It's been a long day, I have to tell you. We were here this morning. I'm having deja vu all over again.
We could sing the morning melodies. That would be fun.
Why not? Let's just sing it from. That's gonna be our Kabbalah Shabbat. Just a few little. Shabbat is here. Shabbat is here.
Shabbat is here.
Where's the dinosaur?
Shabbat is. I know, we're missing the dinosaur.
We can go get the dinosaur.
You could be the dinosaur.
Come on.
You know that song. Come on.
All right. Well, we're going to get going this evening so that we people can just coming in. They'll be coming in, and I know we have some people doing dinner and people going home to do dinner. And
That's right.
Shabbat starting and all that fun stuff. So we begin with a little nigun. Are you going to do a different nigun? You see, you can do the Shabbat is here thing. That's it.
Hit it. You know that melody? He doesn't.
It's real simple.
We'll go down to Carly Bach land for that.
All right, we'll do the Carly Bach. So we begin this evening with just a little ta'am, a little taste of Shabbat with a little nigun as we join together with Orit.
Lai lai la lai lai ya lai la lai lai ya lai la lai lai ya la lai ya la lai ya lai la lai lai ya lai la lai lai ya lai la lai lai ya la lai ya la lai ya lai la lai lai ya la lai ya la lai ya lai la lai lai ya la la lai Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. Lai lai la lai lai, ya lai la lai lai, ya lai la lai lai, ya la lai, ya la lai.
You'll turn to page 5. There you'll find our Shalom Aleichem, our hymn that welcomes in Shabbat, the ministering angels, if you will, into our midst, brings that spirit of Shabbat to us. We join together the bottom of page 5.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachi Hasharet, Malachi Elyon, Melech Malachi Hamlachim, Akadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem li Shalom, Malachi Hashalom, Malachi Elyon, Melech Malachi Hamlachim, Akadosh Baruch Hu. Barichuni leshalom, Malachi Hashalom, Malachi Elyon, Melech Malachi Hamlachim, Akadosh Baruch Hu. Tzitchem li shalom, Malachi Hashalom, Malachi Elyon, Melech Malachi Hamlachim, Akadosh Baruch Hu.
Page 4 at the bottom, you'll find our tefillah, our blessing for lighting the candles. You want to get them up?
Yeah, come here, Ethan, come on.
Come on, Ethan. Page 4 again at the bottom. We rise as we bring that spirit of Shabbat to us, as we join together. Ethan's going to help us this evening. Ready? Do it.
Lai 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 lai, ya la lai lai.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר קידשנו במצוותיו וציוונו להדליק נר וציוונו להדליק נר וציוונו להדליק נר של שבת.
Shabbat shalom. Thank you. You may be seated. We'll work on getting him up here some more. You can pull him up whenever you want.
Yeah, we will.
Your mom, you're allowed to do that. I won't do it tonight, but you can. I'll leave him alone. Page 11, you'll find the formal beginning of Kabbalah Shabbat as we join together as our read leads us, Lechune Ranana.
לכו נרננה לאדוני לכו נרננה לאדוני נריע לצור ישינו לקדמה פניו בתודה נריע לצור ישינו לקדמה פניו בתודה במזמרות נריע לו לכו נרננה לאדוני לכו נרננה לאדוני נריע לצור ישינו לקדמה פניו בתודה נריע לצור ישינו לקדמה פניו בתודה במזמרות נריע לו במזמרות נריע לו במזמרות נריע לו.
If you'll turn to page 16, 4 lines from the bottom, you'll find the words Or Zaru ala Tzaddik, light is sown for the righteous. We think about the light of Torah, the light of Shabbat, the light of community that comes to us, especially as we celebrate Shabbat. Page 16.
אור זרוע לצדיק ולישרי לב שמחה 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 לי לי די 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 די
On page 20, by the little arrow, the last 3 lines of the 99th Psalm, you'll find the words, Romimu Adonai Eloheinu, V'ishtachavu lahar kodsho, exalt Adonai our God on God's holy mountain, talks about God's holiness. Shabbat HaKodesh, this is Shabbat of holiness as well, as we link ourselves to God through Shabbat and through holiness. We'll talk a little more about that actually tomorrow, so I hope you'll join us for our Shabbat worship tomorrow morning, as we will talk a little bit about holiness, in particular in connection to the Torah reading. Page 20, those last 3 lines.
רוממו אדוני אלוהינו והשתחוו להר קודשו. רוממו אדוני אלוהינו והשתחוו להר קודשו. כי קדוש אדוני אלוהינו רוממו. כי קדוש אדוני אלוהינו רוממו. רוממו אדוני אלוהינו והשתחוו להר קודשו. רוממו אדוני אלוהינו והשתחוו להר קודשו.
If you'll turn over to page 21, we rise as we join together in Mizmor LeDavid, Psalm 29, as Orit leads us.
מזמור לדוד, הבו לאדוני בני אלים, הבו לאדוני כבוד ועוז. איי איי איי, הבו לאדוני ראש בו השתחוו לאדוני בהדרת קודש. כל אדוני על המים אל הכבוד הרים. אדוני על מים רבים. כל אדוני בכוח. איי איי איי, כל אדוני בהדר. כל אדוני שובר ארזים. וישבר אדוני את ארצי הלבנון, וירקידם כמו עגל לבנון. וסריון כמו ורעינים. איי איי איי, כל אדוני חוצב להבות אש. כל אדוני יכיל מדבר. יכיל אדוני מדבר קדש. כל אדוני יחולל אילות. ויחשוף יערות ובהיכלו כולו אומר כבוד. איי איי איי, אדוני למבול ישב וישב. אדוני מלך לעולם. אדוני עוז לעמו ייתן. אדוני יברך את עמו בשלום. די 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 די
You are welcome to be seated. Page 23, you'll find the hymn Lecha Dodi welcomes in Shabbat as a bride or queen into our midst. We're going to do the first 2 verses and the last 2 verses. So page 23, you'll find the first 2 verses, then we'll turn over to 25 for the last 2 verses. And when we get to that last verse, I'll give you the sign that, as we always do, we rise, we face the door as we both literally, figuratively, and literally welcome in Shabbat, the bride or queen, into our midst, as the mystics did, as they did in Sfat. We'll talk more about Lecha Dodi next week in our Sephardic Shabbat, but we will do the Josh Posharsky Is that
Yep,
correct?
that version.
Melody tonight as we join together, page 23.
Lecha dodi likrat kahla penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kahla penei Shabbat nekabela. שמור וזכור בדיבור אחד השמיענו אל המיוחד אדוני אחד ושמו אחד לשם ולתפארת ולתהילה לך דודי לקראת קהלה בני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת קהלה בני שבת נקבלה לקראת שבת לכו כי היא מקור הברכה מראש מקדם נסוכה סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה לך דודי לקראת קהלה בני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת קהלה בני שבת נקבלה.
Page 25.
ימין ושמאל תפרוצי ואת אדוני תריצי על יד איש בן פרצי ונשמחה ונהגילה לך דודי לקראת קהלה בני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת קהלה בני
We
שבת
rise, we face the door for the last verse on 25.
בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה גם בשמחה ובצהלה תוך אמוני עם סגולה בואי חלה לך דודי לקראת קהלה בני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת קהלה בני שבת נקבלה.
Are welcome to be seated. If you'll turn over to page 27, there you'll find the Psalm for Shabbat as we up tempo just a bit, right? And
Yes, a
join
little
to
faster.
like that. I'm learning from you as we join together, page 27, the Psalm for Shabbat.
מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני. לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. להגיד בבוקר חסדך, ואמונתך בלילות, עלי עשור ועלי נבל, עלי היגיון וכינור. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. כי שימחתני אדוני בפועלך, במעשה ידיך רנן. מה גדלו מעשיך אדוני, מאוד עמקו מחשבותיך. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון.
You'll find the conclusion of the psalm, page 28, by the little arrow, Tzaddik Katamar.
צדיק כתמר יפרח, כי ארץ בלבנון יזכה. שתולים בבית אדוני, בחצרות אלוהינו יפריחו, עוד ינובון בשיבה. דשנים ועננים יהיו להגיד, כי ישר אדוני צורי ולא עוולה תבוא. יראותיך נאמנו מאוד, לביתך נא וקודש, אדוני לאורך ימים.
On page 30, you'll find Kaddish Tome, our first mourner's Kaddish for this evening. Those reciting, you're welcome to rise and join with me. Page 30. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah, Bialma divrach irute v'yamlich malchute, B'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chaye dechol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala ubizman kariv v'imru Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabbah Mevarach Leolam Olomei Olmaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal, Shemei dekudesha b'richu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran bi'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Welcome to be seated. A little Torah before we go into the evening service. So we as Jews are often called, we often have the moniker, especially from outside of our religious experience, from others in other religions, we're often called people of the book. Have you heard that before? Right, yeah, Jane, you're right. So people of the book, we've heard that title, that moniker, if you will. But when we think about that title, we realize that it cannot simply refer to the biblical text alone. It's not just saying that we are people that study the Bible. That's often what it's thought about, but that's really what it's much more than that for us. Because for Jews, the Torah is a template for all learning. And its meaning is enhanced and explained through the vision and the insights of the rabbis of the Talmud and the generations of commentators and scholars who have followed. The rabbis set the precedent for us to search for our own interpretations as we study their words and the words of the Torah text itself. So the rabbis of the Talmud most often sought to derive lessons from life from the meaning of the words of the Torah specifically. And sometimes we learn these lessons for life from words, from specific words, and even letters, and sometimes, a broader passage. The Torah portion of Shmini offers a wonderful case in point of how we look at the words themselves. So let me set the stage for you. As Moses monitors the work of the priests as they offer up the sacrifices, in chapter 10, verse 16, we read the following. V'et seir hachatat darash Moshe. Then Moses inquired about the goat of purification offering. Now, commenting on the verse, the rabbis of the Talmud in Kiddushin, in the Talmud 30a, Kiddushin 30a, taught, Darosh darash chatzi haTorah b'tevot. Darosh darash, the phrase from the verse, Darosh darash, the word darosh in particular, constitutes what's chatzi? What's chetzi? Half, thank you. Half, the halfway point in the Torah, if you count the words. In other words, we get to the words darosh, darash, and that is, according to the rabbis of the Talmud, the halfway point in the Torah if you count all the words. So all the words before, all the words after that point, we've now reached the halfway point in the Torah. That's pretty cool. So this week you can say we've studied half the Torah this week, right? When we read these words, hey, we've gotten halfway through, we have the rest of the year yet. Now, today it's very simple to know where the halfway point of a document is. How do we know that? How many of you, your Microsoft Word, your Google Docs, what can you do? What do? You can count the number of words, right? You can do a word search count. You can do any of that. On a computer, it's really simple. We just select word count. We function in the word processing program we're using. You can place the cursor where you want it. You can see what number word you're on. You know how many words you are, how long my Dvar Torah is, and how I'm going to drone on too much tonight, right? I can see how many words I have. Really cool. Now, imagine if you had to actually sit down and count each word of the Torah as the rabbis did. Not so easy. Not such an easy task. By the way, according to modern counting, this is an aside, there are 304,805 letters in the Torah. There's your Jewish Jeopardy for the night. You want to win the final round of Jeopardy. 304,805 letters in the Torah and 79,847 words. Although that also depends on the variance in the text. That's pretty impressive, right? According to the rabbis, these words, darosh, darash, are smack dab in the center of the Torah then. So, what is the person who writes a Sefer Torah called? Anybody know? A sofer, a sofer. So in English, we call this person a scribe, right? A scribe. But in Hebrew, the one who writes a Sefer Torah, a book of the Torah, right? A Sefer Torah, is called a sofer. Now, the root word does not actually mean one who writes. It actually means one who counts. Thank you, Rabbi Ricky. One who counts. As we find again in the Torah, in the Talmud, the rabbis say, Lefichach nikru'u rishonim sofrim. For this reason, those who put the Torah together are called sofrim. For they would sofer, they would count every letter and every word in the Torah. So what's the message of the rabbis? What does this matter? Why bother? Who would care about how many Torahs, how many words, how many letters? Well, the rabbis of the Talmud teach us then that every word and even every letter counts in the Torah. Every word, every letter can have a message for us. Now, there's even a deeper understanding that many commentators suggest. What word did we say is at the center of the Torah? What words? Darosh, darash, right? What's darosh? And it's followed by the word darash. If you know your Hebrew roots, you know they got to be connected, right? So what's the root of these two words? Darosh, darash. Dalid, resh, shin. Ethan knows it, I could tell. He's wearing his Ekla shirt. He has to know that, right? He knows the shoresh. Darosh, darash, dalid, resh, shin. The word is connected to these words, dalid, resh, shin, words like drash. I'm giving you a drash, right? I'm talking about Torah. How about midrash? Anna knows that one, right? Anyone ever heard the word midrash? Of course you have, right? You've heard that. We quote it all the time. The inquiry into meaning, the very center of Torah learning, has the word darosh, darash, has the word drash. In common parlance, again, I give a drash, right? I'm giving an explanation. So in context, the words darosh, darash indicate that Moses asks about a sacrifice which is being offered. But that root, dalid resh shin, it's also used in a legal system when a witness is asked questions so that a just verdict can be reached. If we think about the true essence of midrash, what is midrash to do for us? What is drashing? I'm drashing the Torah. What's the point? Not just to bore you with statistics and words, but hopefully a solution to a question, a deeper meaning, something that we can take of value and apply to our lives. So what do we learn from the fact that these two words in our parashah, darosh, darash, are considered the halfway point of the Torah? Well, one commentator tells us the entire Torah revolves around inquiry. That central to the text is the value that one must never stop studying, asking, seeking a deeper meaning, a broader understanding of the Torah. And if we don't ask those questions, if we don't seek those meanings, if we don't work for figuring out how it applies to our lives, then we're never more than halfway through the Torah. We'll never go beyond it. So tonight we're honored to have with us Rabbi Aviolitsky, as well as members of our Bold Future Committee, who are charged with looking deep within our Agudas community to discover who we are and where we are, and to seek meaningful answers and creative ideas so that we can set a healthy and bold course toward the future. So I think the message of our Torah reading this Shabbat is quite instructive. It provides inspiration for this important endeavor and for any endeavor that we take on in our lives. And as we do with the text, we have to be willing to ask questions, to dig deeper, to do the type of inquiry and examination as Moses does in the text, as the rabbis suggest we need, to figure out what meaning Judaism has for us, for our congregation, for our larger community, and for the world. Every detail the message from the Torah is important. So likewise, every voice, every idea, we have to think about it, we have to consider, we have to take value from it. And in that way, like the Torah, our synagogue, our community, and our world can continue to be relevant, meaningful, and speak to both this and the generations that are yet to come. Amen. Shabbat Shalom. We move forward in our service. I hope you will keep that in mind. And tomorrow morning, if you're here, we will study some more aspects of Parshat Shmini as we seek to do midrash, as we seek to drash, to explain and find the meaning behind the words that we study each week. We will do that again tomorrow, of course, as we read Torah and as we study on Shabbat morning and even on Shabbat afternoon in our Torah talk. In the meantime, we're going to move into our evening service that welcomes formally in our Shabbat, in this opportunity to take a rest from the rest of the week. If you'll turn to page 39a in your Siddur, you will find the formal beginning of our evening service and Shabbat as well as we rise, as our leads us in Baruch Hu, page 39a.
Lai la la lai 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 la la lai 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 la la lai 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 la la lai 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 la la lai 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 la la lai 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 la la lai 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 la la lai 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 ברכו את אדוני המבורך ברוך אדוני המבורך המבורך לעולם ועד המבורך המבורך לעולם ועד.
You are welcome to be seated.
הוא מעביר יום מביא לילה, מבדיל בין יום ובין לילה, אדוני צבאות שמו, על חי וקיים תמיד ימלוך אלינו לעולם ועד, ברוך אתה אדוני המעריב ערבי.
Amen. Page 40, you'll find Ahavat Olam, our prayer that reminds us we have a connection to God, a connection based in love and love of Torah and love of mitzvot. Page 40.
אהבת עולם בית ישראל עמך אהבת תורה ומצוות חוקים ומשפטים אותנו לימדת על כן אדוני אלוהינו בשוכבנו ובקומנו נשיח בחוקיך ונשמח בדברי תורתך ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד כי הם חיינו באורך ימינו ובהם נגויי יום ולילה כי הם חיינו באורך ימינו ובהם נגויי יום ולילה כי הם חיינו באורך ימינו ובהם נגויי יום ולילה כי הם חיינו באורך ימינו ובהם נגויי יום ולילה ידה לה 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 ידה לה 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 ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל
41.
שמע ישראל אדוני אלוהינו אדוני אחד ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך.
We read in the English together on the left side of 41, You shall love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all that is yours. These words that I command you this day shall be taken to heart. Teach them again and again to your children. Speak of them when you sit in your home, when you walk on your way, when you lie down, and when you rise up. Bind them as a sign upon your hand and as a symbol above your eyes. Inscribe them upon the doorposts of your homes and upon your gates. We can turn on over to page 44. There you'll find the words right almost in the middle of the page in the bold print. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, the words we recited and sang as we entered freedom, as we crossed the Red Sea from slavery into freedom. We are in the period of getting ready for Passover. These words resonate even more so as we prepare to celebrate our freedom in just a few weeks. Page 44, we join together.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, נורא 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 תהילות אוסף אלה. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, נורא 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 תהילות אוסף אלה. מלכותך ראו בניך, בוקע ים לפני משה. זה לי ענו ויאמרו, מלכותך ראו בניך, בוקע ים לפני משה. זה לי ענו ויאמרו. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, נורא 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 תהילות אוסף אלה. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, נורא 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 תהילות אוסף אלה. אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, נורא 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 תהילות אוסף אלה, אוסף אלה, אוסף אלה. ונאמר כי בדע אדוני את יעקב, וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל.
Amen. On page 45, you'll find Hashkivenu, our prayer that asks for shalom, for peace, as we go to bed this evening, as we end our day and look to a brighter day tomorrow. We ask God to protect us. Page 45, we join together in the English, and then we will join in the Hebrew as well. At the top of 45, allow us, Adonai, our God, to sleep peacefully. Awaken us to life, O Sovereign. Spread over us your canopy of peace. Restore us with your good counsel, and save us for the sake of your name. Shield us. Remove from us enemies, pestilence, sword, starvation, and sorrow. Remove the evil forces that surround us. Shelter us in the shadow of your wings. For you, God, watch over and deliver us. And you, God, are sovereign, merciful, and compassionate. Ensure our going and coming for life and peace, now and forever. May you spread over us your canopy of peace. Baruch atah Adonai, who spreads the canopy of peace over us, over all the people Israel, and over Jerusalem. Amen. Page 45 on the right side in the Hebrew.
השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום והובידנו מלכנו לחיים. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום והובידנו מלכנו לחיים. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום והובידנו מלכנו לחיים. ושמור צאתנו ובואנו לחיים ולשלום מעתה ועד עולם. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום והובידנו מלכנו לחיים. העמידנו מלכנו לחיים.
As we turn to page 46, we rise. There you'll find Vishamru as we remind ourselves of Shabbat as an oath, as a sign of the covenant we share with God. And we join together page 46 again with a sense of enthusiasm and spirit for that Shabbat. 46, we rise.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבות וינפש, שבות וינפש, שבת וינפש. ברית עולם.
Middle of 46, we remain standing for Chatzi Kaddish.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה.
Amen.
בעלמא דברה חירותי ויבליך מלכותי. בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי כל בית ישראל. בעגלה ובזמן קריב ויאמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעלם ולעלמיה יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה
בריחו
להילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה. תושבחתה ונחמתה תמירן בעלמא ויאמרו אמן.
You'll find the silent Amidah for this evening beginning on page 47 through 52. As always, feel free to add your own personal thoughts to the words on the page, and when you're through, you're welcome to be seated.
שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. 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 כי אתה הוא מלך אדון לכל השלום. כי אתה הוא מלך אדון לכל השלום. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם, וטוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל, בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם, תשים לעולם.
Shkoach. We are taught to add our own personal thoughts to the words on the page, the kavanah that we add, the thoughts that come from our hearts. And one of the ways we do that is on page 173 on your far left. We add our tefillah, our mishaberach for healing, our hope that those we know who are ill will find healing. And certainly as we pray, we ask for healing, whether it be psychological, whether it be spiritual or physical, and certainly healing for our world as well. So we join together in the Mishaberach prayer written by Debbie Friedman and Drora Settle, page 173 in the far left.
מקור הברכה לאמותינו. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mi sheberach imoteinu, mekor habracha la'avoteinu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
Refuah shlema. If you'll turn back in your Siddur to page 54, there you will find Kaddish Shalem as Orit leads us.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה,
Amen.
ויעלמה דברה קירותי, וימליך מלכותי, וחייכון ויומכון וחיי דכל בישראל, בגלה ובזמן קריב ויברו.
Amen. יהי שמי רבה מבורך, לעולם ולעלמיה יתברך. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה. בריחו.
בריחו להילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן בעלמה והימרו.
Amen.
תתקבץ לא תהון ובתהון דכל ישראל, קדם אבוהון דבשמיא והימרו.
Amen.
יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיא, וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל והימרו.
Amen.
עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל והימרו. אמן.
we rise as we turn to page 55 for Kiddush for Shabbat. I'd like to invite any of our young children or a few of our kids, please come forward. I have a little cup of grape juice for you. Come forward. Ethan, yeah, you got to do it.
Ethan.
Come on, you're the
Yes.
senior statesman tonight. Let's do it.
That's right.
Come on, I got you. In fact, you're going to get the one of the official cups. Come on up.
All right, here we go.
Baruch ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Amen. Baruch ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidishanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu בשבת קודשו, באהבה וברצון, הנחילנו, זיכרון למעשה בראשית, כי הוא יום תחילה למקראי קודש, זכר יציאת מצרים, כי ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים בשבת קודשך לאהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת. אמן. לחיים.
It's good grape juice.
Good year, right?
Yes.
Good year.
It's a good vintage year
It's
of
a
grape
good
juice.
vintage year. Page 56, you'll find Elena as we remain standing, and as I collect up the cups, you guys are welcome to stay up here for Elena.
You want to stay? Yeah. Feel free to stay.
Thank you.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונמם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד הארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים העל, ושכינתו זו בגב המרומים. הוא אלוהינו אין עוד, אמת מלכנו הפזו לטוב, ככתוב בתורתו, וידעת היום והשבות אל לבבך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל, ועל הארץ מתחת, אין עוד. ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני
may be seated.
being conducted. Good job. Good job.
Fish off, by the way. That was a good note. Every once in a while, I look up to the window and I'm waiting for it to go crack.
I'm a mezzo soprano. I don't sing that high.
Oh, you get pretty high up there sometimes. Yeah. It's just the energy. I love it. We turn to page 58, and there you will find our second Mourner's Kaddish for this evening. And as we prepare to recite Mourner's Kaddish, we certainly extend our hugs of support and our condolences to Rivka Schechter and Joshua Schechter on the death of Rabbi Arnold Feldman. He is, I believe they're in New Jersey. Did I get that right? Yeah. So I know Rivka was there for the funeral today, and I know that both she and Josh would appreciate your hugs of support as they go through this next period of Shiva, certainly moving forward on the loss of Rivka's brother and Joshua's uncle. We also continue to give our hugs of support to those going through the Shloshim period, including Aaron Kelman on the death of Kinneret Kelman. We keep in our thoughts Helen Corky Maltz, sister of Butch Karen and Ruth Toback. We remember Marvin Barenblatt, brother of Irving Barenblatt, and certainly Brad, your father. We keep him in our thoughts as you move through the Shloshim period. We remember Cookie Belinsky, who's wife of Lou Belinsky and mother of Eileen Kramer, and Barbara Damasek, who's mother of Hildy Damasek as well. So keep those in mind, and certainly continue to give all of them, the families, your hugs of support through this difficult time. We also mention the names of those whose yortzites occur today and the week that will be coming: Julian Amols, Harry Balin, Sarah Cohen, Carol Feldman, Milton Fivish, Selig J. Frank, Rebecca Galindo Gonzalez, Doris Idelson, Ruth Klein, Albert Letman, Esther Levy, Burton Mills Link, Hortense Lyman, Esther Mazur Mazer, Bill Miller, Ruiz Mostkoff, Mark Munoz, Arnold Nevelo, Evelyn Polonsky, Shelley Shoemaker, Jenny Lee Schwartz, Jack Siegel, and Aaron Warren. All those reciting Kaddish Tome, the Mourner's Kaddish, you're welcome to join with me, and certainly if there are any names that we did not recite, hope you have them in your thoughts at this moment. Page 58 for those reciting Kaddish Tome, the Mourner's Kaddish. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah Bialma Divra Chirute V'yamlich Malchute B'chayechon Uvyomechon Uvchaye Dechol Beit Yisrael Ba'agala Uvizman Kariv V'imru Amen. Yehe Shmei Rabbah Mevarach Leolam Ulomei Olmaya Yitbarach V'yishtabach V'yitpa'ar V'yitromam V'yitnaseh V'yitadar V'yitaleh V'yitalal Shemei Dekudisha B'richu Le'ela Min Kol Birchata V'shirata Tushbechata V'nechemata Da'amiran B'alma V'imru Amen. Yehe Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya V'chayim Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael V'imru Amen. Oseh Shalom B'mromav Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael V'imru Amen. You may be seated. Craig, do you want me to do it, or do you want? Great. So I call upon Craig Berkowitz, our president of our Board of Trustees, for a few announcements.
Thank you, Rabbi. Shabbat Shalom. First, I'd like to thank Rabbi Cohen, or Reed, Anthony, Mike, for such a beautiful and uplifting service. Please join us on weekdays for our morning minyan at 7:30 a.m., Sundays at 9 a.m. This Sunday, the Sisterhood is having their jewelry sale from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. in the Cavey Family Pavilion. So who's ready to rummage? Come and shop at this pop-up jewelry and handbag sale. You won't want to miss our second showing of name brand new jewelry. And come and donate gently used clothing and household items. There'll be a congregational town hall meeting and listening session with Rabbi Aviolitsky, who we welcome here today, Sunday, March 27th, from 12 to 1 p.m. in the Gorinsky Family Social Hall, so just after the jewelry sale. Brunch and childcare and children activities will be provided, so please come and share your thoughts with Rabbi Aviolitsky about our community's challenges and future. April 1st through the 3rd is our Sephardic and Ladino weekend. Join us for a special weekend as we learn about the Sephardic culture, history, and traditions, and its influence on Judaism today. We also are proud to announce that we will have a second night community Seder, God willing, on Saturday, April 15th at 6 p.m. Enjoy the company of your family and friends at our interactive Seder. It's designed for the whole family with a delicious full-course traditional meal, songs, Haggadah readings, spiritual insights, and all are welcome. Please contact the office to RSVP. We're now accepting applications for the Israel and summer camp scholarships. So all members of Agudas are eligible to apply if you're going to a summer camp, a birthright trip, or any long-term Israel trip. Application deadline is April 22nd. And the Martin and Sarah Marcus Endowed Scholarship is awarded to a graduating high school senior who is a member of Agudas Achim to attend an accredited university, college, or vocational school. To obtain an application or for more information, please contact Jessica in the office, and the application deadline for the Marcus Scholarship is April 27th. Shabbat Shalom.
I'll give an additional plug for our Sephardic and Ladino weekend next week. You'll see in the email, and I actually wrote about it in the email today and in our weekly email, a little more detail. Sheer Joy, our wonderful choir, will be enhancing our experience in our Shabbat service Friday night as well as Shabbat and during the morning service. And we'll have some learning afterwards with Miguel and Roble Bedoya. Afterwards, in the place of Torah Talk, we'll be talking a lot about Sephardic custom, and they have a fabulous perspective on Sephardic history to share. And then we'll even have Sunday morning with our IPRS students. We have a special speaker joining us from New Jersey via Zoom that will talk about Sephardic culture, especially customs of Passover, and everyone is invited to that, as adults certainly, and our older students will be joining us for that too. So lots going on as we work into the month of April and get ourselves ready for our Passover holiday coming up soon. So keep all of that in mind. Just a quick thank you. I will thank, I think it was... Phil was back here. Mary, you were, thank you for being usher. We appreciate it greatly. And yeah, I know we had a kind of a tag team going. You came up, he came back. They're all around. So we have such fabulous ushers always helping to welcome people. It's an important job. So thanks for being here to do that. And Anthony and Michael, thanks as well for enhancing our service. And Ethan, thanks for coming up and helping out and letting us borrow your mom for the evening. We just mentioned that...
Bar mitzvah 1 year away today.
I know. You got to get him up here. Orit was pinch hitting unknowingly, really, in the end. At the last minute, she could step forward. So a special thank you to her. I know she's part of the rotation, but at the 0 hour said, oh my gosh, wait a minute. So
An hour ago, yeah.
An hour ago, yeah. So that's we thank her for working it out so she could be here. Otherwise, you would have been stuck with me.
Oh, so it's also good.
Well, yeah, but I can't do what they can do, and I certainly can't do what you can do. So, in any case, we thank you very much for making that work out for us. And again, next week we'll have both Arlene and Orit helping out with the choir, and it will be a fabulous Shabbat. So we hope you will join us for Friday night and Saturday morning. And don't forget, tomorrow morning we will be here at 9:15 as we study and pray and join together a little Kiddush, and we'll do our Torah talk after the service as usual, so keep that in mind. And a final note, again, welcoming my colleague, Rabbi Aviolitsky, to our congregation for the weekend. We've been here for a few, I guess a whole 24 hours, basically, and be with us through Shabbat and through the weekend, so we're happy to have you here, and we appreciate your efforts and your being here. So with that, we're going to conclude with...
Do you want to do Yigdal?
Yeah, let's
right,
do a little
let's
Yigdal. We're going to do a little Yigdal. On page 62, you will find a formal end of our service as we join together in Yigdal. Again, page 62.
יגדל אלוהים חי וישתבח, נמצא ויהדד אל מציאותו, אחד אין יחיד כייחודו, נעלם וגם אין סוף לאחדותו, אין לו דמות הגוף ואין לו גוף, לא נערוך אליו קדושתו, קדמון לכל דבר אשר ראשון ואין ראשית לראשיתו, הינו אדון עולם לכל נוצר, יורה גדולתו ומלכותו, שפע נבואתו נתנו, אלם שגדולתו ותפארתו, לא גם בישראל כמו שעוד נביא ובהביא לסוף דבר בקדמתו, גומל לאיש חסד כמפעלו, נותן לרשע דרישתו, ישלח לקץ ימין משיחנו, לפדות בחיי קץ ישועתו, מתים יחייל ברוב חסדו, ברוך הדיין שם תהילתו, מתים יחייל ברוב חסדו, ברוך הדיין שם תהילתו. שבת שלום, היי שבת שלום, היי שבת 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 שלום, שבת שלום, היי שבת שלום, היי שבת 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 שלום, שבת 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 שלום, שבת 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 שלום, שבת שלום, היי שבת שלום, שבת 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 שלום, שבת שלום, שבת שלום.
Shabbat shalom, everybody.
You can say Shabbat Shalom. You're going to be a rabbi. You can do a shameless plug on your bar mitzvah next year. You got to get, what's your parsha? Do you remember? It's 25th of March next year, so. Vayikra, it's Vayikra. Yeah. Is it short? Is it short? No. No. Not short. No. I purposely didn't pick it. On your mom. because I love you.
It's also based on your birthday, so you're okay.
Your birthday.
You're okay. Yeah, thank you.
So just to let you know,
Yeah.
tonight was an unusual.
Yes, it was.
We had 3 of our regulars, all these new people. So we just trying to get the luau up to get people to participate, because usually we have a lot more participation. Getting a phone call from Tim Warner.
So you can just pick whatever you want, and she doesn't have any music, so it's just her talking. You just follow her. But just my private weights, and then I need music, so I put it on Spotify a little lower in the background, and nobody can hear it. My wife falls asleep or whatever. I'm down there, it's just, it's not like it's really hard. It's not like a aerobics class, but you just follow her. She's in constant motion. Well, the thing is, it was working great last year because he sent me those and I was like, I'm going to do this every day, 7 days a week, 20-minute, 30-minute meetings every week. And I felt great for about 4 weeks. I just felt good, But then I got out of the habit. And now it's like, I did one, it was a 10-minute workout yesterday. But it's like moving mountains actually. I'll do one, and then 3 days later, I'll do one, and I'm just like, and now I just feel courage. That's hard. I used to, really long time ago in high school, I was really serious about weights, and 5 days a week, it was just every week, and then I got to school to study music, and I realized all that time that I was doing working on maybe practicing piano, because I was in school with people from all over the world that were studying music, and it's like you're gonna have to spend minimum 3 hours a day practicing piano. And so I kind of got out of the habit then. I've never really with any kind of intensity been in any sort of long-term regular exercise. It's just I'll do it for a couple months, and then I'll be like, oh, it's gonna fall off. But I definitely, I can say for sure that even something as simple as that, no weights, not even driving to the gym, I actually felt better after about, it took at least 3 or 4 weeks, but I actually, one day I just, even before 2 cups of coffee, I actually, but I need to just start better because it helps with so many things. It helps with stress, with everything else.
Motion is good.
All good. Yeah, if we could just get through the rest of the school year, my wife and I, we also, 2020, 2021, we were just walking in the neighborhood kind of first thing in the morning, and it's still dark. We don't take flash, 5:35 in the morning, whatever. Just or 6 because she's got to be on the road by 7:15. She's got to be at work by 8 for sure. And her job, we live close here. Her job is actually unfortunate. Actually, not that far. But we also have to give her some of these 30 text